You got to remember, Mike Tomlin didn't want Shedeur Sanders at all. You know, he passed on him. We thought the Steelers could take him. Bro, you drafted Kenny Pickett and you kept passing on Shedeur? Mike Tomlin, what's up with you, bro? What's up with you?
Shedeur is doing a really good job. He's growing and growing with each week from an outsider's perspective. And I think it's always cool when you're growing with company. Certainly see him gravitating towards some young players whose roles are expanding since the last time we played them.
You should have just got 12, bro. You should have just got 12, Mike. I'm telling you, you should have just got Shedeur Sanders, man.
Well, well, well. Look who's singing a different tune now. We can see the regret in Mike Tomlin's eyes. The same Mike Tomlin who passed on Shedeur Sanders. The same Mike Tomlin who had multiple opportunities to draft him and said no thanks every single time. The same Mike Tomlin who never cared enough to pull the trigger when Shedeur was sitting right there for the taking. Now, after seeing his form, after watching him ball out week after week, after seeing him develop chemistry with his receivers and elevate everyone around him, after watching him win, Mike Tomlin has done a complete 180. And he's standing at that podium basically admitting he loves what Shedeur's doing and wishing, probably late at night when nobody's watching, that he had just drafted the kid when he had the chance. The pivot is remarkable. The change in tone is obvious. And the regret? Oh, it's written all over this situation. The Pittsburgh Steelers are sitting at 9 wins and 6 losses, perched atop the AFC North with a legitimate shot at clinching the division this weekend. They just dismantled the Detroit Lions with a dominant rushing attack that shattered franchise records. Everything looks golden in the Steel City, right? Wrong, because underneath all that success, there's a nagging question that won't go away, a question that's getting louder with every passing week. Did the Pittsburgh Steelers miss their franchise quarterback? We're talking about Shedeur Sanders. Yes, that Shedeur Sanders, the one leading the Cleveland Browns offense right now. The one who's been growing week after week, developing chemistry with young weapons and showing exactly why he was supposed to be the next big thing. And here's the kicker. Mike Tomlin had chances to grab him, multiple chances, and he passed every single time. The Steelers face the Browns this Sunday in Cleveland, and for the first time, they'll be staring down Shedeur Sanders under center for their division rival, the same Shedeur Sanders that Pittsburgh could have drafted instead of Kenny Pickett, the same quarterback that's now making Mike Tomlin tip his cap in public while probably kipping himself in private. During his Tuesday press conference, Tomlin broke down the Browns' offense with his typical measured approach, but something was different this time. There was a hint of admiration, maybe even a touch of regret. Actually, scratch that. There was more than a touch of regret.
Shedeur is doing a really good job. He's growing and growing with each week from an outsider's perspective. And I think it's always cool when you're growing with company. Certainly see him gravitating towards some young players whose roles are expanding since the last time we played him. Can't say enough about Fanning and what he's doing. I think he's got 70 catches.
Listen to those words carefully. Doing a really good job, growing and growing with each week. It's always cool when you're growing with company. This isn't just scouting report talk. This is admiration. This is respect. This is a coach watching a young quarterback do exactly what you want your franchise guy to do and realizing, maybe too late, that this could have been his quarterback. This could have been happening in Pittsburgh. Growing with company. Those 3 words are doing some heavy lifting in that statement, because what Tomlin's really saying, what he can't explicitly say, is that Shedeur has something special. He's not just surviving in the NFL, he's thriving. He's building chemistry. He's elevating the players around him. And the Steelers? They're watching it happen from across the division, knowing they could have had this, knowing they should have had this. The timeline here is absolutely brutal for Pittsburgh. When Shedeur Sanders was coming out, the Steelers were in prime position to make a move. They had draft capital, they had a clear need at quarterback, the Kenny Pickett experiment was already showing cracks. But instead of being aggressive, they stood pat. They watched, they waited. And now Shedeur Sanders wears brown and orange. The contrast couldn't be starker. While Pittsburgh is still figuring out their long-term quarterback situation, Cleveland has their potential answer taking snaps every Sunday, And he's getting better, week after week after week. Mike Tomlin went out of his way to praise Harold Fanning, the Browns' rookie tight end who's become Shedeur's security blanket.
But also understanding that one man's misfortune is another person's opportunity. And so I'm sure they have some capable guys.
But here's what makes this interesting. Fanning's success is directly tied to Shedeur's development. You don't get 70 catches and over 700 yards as a rookie tight end unless your quarterback knows how to get you the ball. That's quarterback play. That's what franchise guys do. They make everyone around them better. And Mike Tomlin knows it. You can hear it in his voice. You can read between the lines. He's praising Fanning, but he's really acknowledging what Shedeur is doing to make Fanning successful. The YouTube analyst from Keep the Vision didn't hold back in calling out this missed opportunity, and honestly, he's speaking for a lot of frustrated Steelers fans right now.
Tomlin didn't want Shedeur Sanders at all. He passed on him. We thought the Steelers could take him. Bro, you drafted Kenny Pickett and you kept passing on Shedeur?
That Kenny Pickett reference, that's the dagger. Because that's the alternate history that haunts this decision. Pittsburgh used a first-round pick on Pickett, watched him struggle for parts of 2 seasons, and eventually moved on. They spent premium draft capital and got minimal return. Meanwhile, Shedeur was out there, available, talented, and now he's in the division making plays. The what-ifs are killing Steelers Nation right now. What if they had been more aggressive? What if they had seen what Cleveland saw? But here's the thing. Did Tomlin even have a positive evaluation of Shedeur? Because from all accounts, Pittsburgh wasn't even seriously considering him. They weren't in the conversation. They just passed, repeatedly, without much thought. And now that Shedeur is proving doubters wrong, now that he's showing franchise quarterback potential, now Tomlin wants to talk about how well he's playing? The pivot is transparent. The regret is palpable. Tomlin specifically called out Isaiah Bond, highlighting how the rookie receiver's role has expanded and how Shedeur actively looks for him downfield.
Isaiah Bond's role has grown in recent weeks, and you see Shedeur really looking for him down the field, and he's provided some splash for him.
Again, listen to what Tomlin is really saying. You see Shedeur really looking for him. That's not accidental phrasing. That's a coach who studied the tape, broken down the film, and recognized that Shedeur has the vision and decision-making to attack downfield. That's a coach acknowledging talent he passed on. That's a quarterback understanding his weapons, developing chemistry, and executing at a high level. Shedeur is showing franchise quarterback traits, and it's happening right under Pittsburgh's nose. The timing of this game adds another layer of drama. The Steelers can clinch the AFC North with a win in Cleveland, but they have to do it against the quarterback that represents their biggest draft regret in recent memory. Tomlin acknowledged the change in Cleveland's offense, noting that even the play-calling duties have shifted.
They've changed a lot since the last time we played them. The last time we played them, Kevin Stefanski was the play caller. Now Tommy Reese is, and certainly the quarterback has changed.
Certainly, the quarterback has changed. That line right there, that's where the regret lives. That's the acknowledgement that everything is different now because Cleveland found their guy. And buried in that simple statement is the painful reality that Pittsburgh is still searching. The frustration from analysts and fans is completely understandable. The Keep the Vision commentator captured the mood perfectly.
See, man, Mike, that's why you should have just got 12, bro. You should have just got 12, Mike. I'm telling you, you should have just got Shedeur Sanders, man.
Number 12. That's Shedeur's number. And every time he drops back to pass this Sunday, every time he makes a throw that makes Steelers fans wonder what if, that number 12 is going to feel like a reminder of what could have been. This one stings differently because Shedeur wasn't some hidden gem. He was right there, talented, pedigreed, ready to contribute. And Pittsburgh had multiple opportunities to make it happen. And this might be the most painful miss of them all, because it's not just that they missed on Shedeur, it's that he's in their division. They have to face him twice a year. They have to watch him develop. That's the worst kind of draft regret, the kind that shows up on your schedule twice a season, staring you in the face, reminding you of what could have been. This Sunday's game isn't just about winning the division, it's about validation. If Pittsburgh dominates Shedeur Sanders and the Browns' offense, they can tell themselves they made the right call. But if Shedeur goes out there and balls out, if he picks apart the Steelers' defense and shows why he was worth a first-round pick, then the questions get louder, the regret gets deeper, and the what-ifs become impossible to ignore. Mike Tomlin's sudden praise for Shedeur feels like he's already bracing for that possibility, like he's getting his talking points ready when the inevitable questions come. But where was that respect during draft season? Where was that admiration when Pittsburgh was making their board? It wasn't there, and now it's too late. The business side can't be ignored either. Teams that find their franchise guy on a rookie deal have a massive competitive advantage. They can build around that player, stack talent, and compete for championships. Pittsburgh is competitive, yes, but they're doing it with smoke and mirrors at the most important position in sports. That's not sustainable long-term. Cleveland, however, they potentially have their guy locked in on a rookie contract. They can build around him. They can invest in weapons. They can construct a championship-caliber roster while Shedeur develops into a star. That's the opportunity Pittsburgh missed. That's what Mike Tomlin is realizing as he watches Shedeur's tape. That's the regret that's creeping into his carefully worded press conference answers. Steelers fans are watching Shedeur Sanders develop in real time, knowing he could have been wearing black and gold. They're watching an offense grow and evolve around a young quarterback, knowing that could have been their reality. And Mike Tomlin? He's standing at press conferences praising the quarterback he should have drafted, doing a complete 180 from his previous stance, and hoping nobody notices the regret seeping through every word. This Sunday's game in Cleveland carries so much more weight than just division standings. It's a referendum on organizational decision-making. It's Mike Tomlin staring down the quarterback he should have drafted and trying to prove that passing on him was the right call. But deep down, based on that press conference and the praise he's heaping on Shedeur, Mike Tomlin knows the truth. He knows he missed. He knows Pittsburgh could have had their answer. He knows that number 12 should be wearing black and gold. The atmosphere in Cleveland is going to be electric. Browns fans know Shedeur represents a turning point for their franchise. They know this matchup has narrative juice, and they're going to make sure everyone in that stadium understands what Pittsburgh gave up. One game won't define this decision long-term, but it sure will make for one hell of a subplot. The Steelers can clinch their division, Shedeur can prove he belongs, and Mike Tomlin, he gets to live with the choice he made and the regret that's now impossible to hide. Let's see if Mike Tomlin's gamble pays off, or if Shedeur Sanders makes him regret it for years to come. Based on that press conference, the regret is already setting in. The 180 has already happened. The only question now is whether Shedeur makes it worse on Sunday.